debates and decisions that are shaping our continent now in Europeans.
These young Poles and Germans are learning together how to make a film. But relations between their governments are not good. Earlier this year, the Polish education minister froze the funding for several hundred youth projects, and so they stopped. These youngsters are lucky. Their long-term project is supported by the European Social Fund and Euro-region of Pomerania.
Uwaga! Akcja!
Zostaw mnie! Zostaw mnie! Zostaw mnie!
The trilateral Euro-region of Pomerania also gives a helping hand for local cross-border business cooperation. This includes money for work experience placements and traineeships. The teacher here got his training at the renowned Lodz Film School in Poland. This fairy tale film project was his idea. Today he's teaching a 17-year-old German how the camera works.
Okay.
Okay, also, ja, ich finde, das ist schon sinnvoll, weil ja, man lernt die anderen.
These German-Polish projects really make sense. We really get to know each other. We can compare the way we live, we think and we talk.
Ja.
Dlatego, że bajki są znane i w Niemczech, i w Polsce, i w Europie, i jest ta sama puenta i ta sama
We choose to do a modern-day fairy tale in Poland and Germany, as elsewhere in Europe. The plots are often very similar. Putting together a contemporary one is quite a challenge.
In fairy tales anywhere, cruelty, sorrow and misfortune are never very far. Reflections on humanity and inhumanity. Not too different from universal historic reality. Two teacups and a scattering of photos are all that's left of the Mienkos family home in a small town called Shrem in Poland, which was invaded by Germany 67 years ago. These survivors have long since settled in Szczecin, which used to be in Germany but was later ceded to Poland. Between 1939 and 1941, Germany deported hundreds of thousands of Poles from their ancestral homes in West Prussia and the Wartheland region. Adam Mienkos was 6 at the time.
No I na tej drodze do szkoły właśnie to się odbyło i pamiętam.
There's a picture burnt forever in my memory.
Po polsku
I was on my way to school. By a wooden fence lay 20 corpses, people who'd been shot.
Jeżeli podniesie rękę.
I heard a loudspeaker repeating the German's message over and over. Poles, gather round. Have a look at your dead. Remember, if you harm a German soldier, this is how you'll end. I still see the families coming to the heap, recognizing their dear ones, trying to take the bodies away.
The Wehrmacht military machine listed Adam and his brothers for deportation.
In February 1940, soldiers appeared in our small town. They went from house to house, shouting, "You have 1 hour to get out." We scraped together the essentials, then we walked to the freight train yard.
Co tam możecie, chcecie i w ciągu 1 godziny gotowi do wyjścia na dworzec kolejowy.
Adam and Danuta videoed their former hometown on a recent visit. Just after the war, Adam's older brother volunteered to expel ethnic Germans. He wanted to scream at them the same way. Eine Stunde raus. From 1945 to 1948, millions of German civilians suffered the same experience as the Poles expelled during the war. A monument stands for them in Berlin. The head of the German League of Expellees features regularly on the front page of Polish newspapers. Controversially, Erika Steinbach is lobbying for a commemorative museum to be built in Berlin. She's calling for European contributions. High up in the ruling Christian Democrats, Steinbach is a member of the German parliament. Public perception makes her strongly disliked in Poland. She and other promoters of the museum plan are accused of falsifying history, of presenting culprits as victims. Many Poles still have trouble with some Germans' point of view.
Das Zentrum gegen Vertreibung will in Berlin
The Center Against Expulsions wants a national site for documentation and remembrance in Berlin, dedicated to the fate of the Germans expelled. We are stressing the truth, and this seems to bother the Poles. Poland doesn't seem to want to lay its cards on the table. This would make it clear that Poland has its own responsibility regarding the expulsion of Germans.
Dass man auch eine eigene Verantwortung hat, was die Vertreibung der Deutschen anbelangt.
Germany's coalition government supports the project. The Bundestag has approved a €1 million startup budget for it. More tension lies in a class action suit brought to the European Human Rights Court by a group called Preußischer Treuhand, claiming back lost property in Poland. The German government opposes these demands for restitution. Yet for Steinbach, it's far from an open and shut case.
Unser Verband hat sich von der preußischen Treuhand distanziert.
Our league distances itself from the Prussian Trust because their methods are disgusting. But we should see that this question is still not solved.
Eine ungelöste Frage, bezogen auf Polen.
But Adam Miankos, a Polish victim of Nazi terror, says enough is enough.
No, niech nasze dzieci i wnuki mają taką przyszłość.
Our children should have their own future, without perpetually hearing about who lost what and when.
Dyskusje na temat, kto więcej stracił.
It should be possible for them to live normally and peacefully together in a unified Europe, not permanently bringing up matters of unpaid bills.
Na nowo.
Encouragingly, Poland has unblocked its co-financing for the German-Polish Youth Office. This means the show can go on in the small German town of Glossyn. It has a cross-border program for pupils with learning difficulties. The circus helps them express their emotions and encourages understanding and trust.
Oft kommen ja Vorbehalte daraus, dass man sich nicht kennt.
Often prejudices are created by not knowing each other. Here they get to know each other. They learn to respect each other and to respect what they do. By doing things together, a mutual understanding emerges. It builds friendship.
Und auch sowas wie Freundschaft und ja, Kameradschaft.